youth. Unstoppable youth. Unstoppable youth. Unstoppable youth. Let me tell you the truth, that you them all execute. The unstoppable youth. The unstoppable youth.
99.9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, time right now, SVG. It is 8:47, and we are back with you for another commentary segment on today's Activated Mornings program. In studio, you have Dianna Cain, Dr. Gerald Thompson, and myself, Roleza Samuel, and we are your trio of hosts for today, every Monday. All right, so let's probably just finish up.
Before we go any further, someone wants to send out some birthday greetings. So happy birthday to Mrs. Cheryl Adam of Goss Village, who is celebrating her birthday today. And these greetings are coming from Sonia Sampson and the members of the Society of the Blind. And they wish that you're going to have an amazing day today. God's guidance, health, protection, prosperity, and of course, many more years to come.
All right. Okay, so any thoughts with regards to the last topic that we were on? I think Doc was going to come in with something. Doc, you remember?
I think it was a comment you made, but I think we've since moved on. It was about having kids out of wedlock and so forth. Or something
I was talking about persons who like to quote the Bible or to hold firm to certain religious things, but they're only picking and choosing. So it's kind of along those lines where I was speaking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody commented from before on the topic we were talking about. We have to teach people to respect others. They say when churches are preaching that gay is bad and some people are born different, they don't have bad kids, they are bad mothers and fathers. He was also talking about the issue of changing the child's school, and he said that he's not going to have peace in any other school. He can't change who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's interesting. Not finding peace in any other school. So
because the thing is, people like that are everywhere. You're going to find children.
I tell you, we've come a long way. Consider someone who is physically challenged. A person physically challenged is also teased,
Yeah.
And or somebody who is mentally challenged, whether they have Down syndrome and so forth. That's why there was the establishment of the school for special needs, and I mentioned the subject of race, but there are all sorts of different categories. Somebody who's very tall for their age or very short for their age, there is going to be teased because our society.
Now let me go to the extremes now. Very fat or very thin. We know it always comes up.
Very fat and very thin. Yeah. But our society, there's that. For me to feel better, I look around. And if I could make you feel bad, I could feel better by making you feel bad. When you think about it, the Greeks, Alexander the Great trying to conquer somebody else, and Napoleon or whatever, there was a whole set of the British coming down and taking the Caribs out and saying, we can get rid of them. You know what I mean? I think that there is some inner things within us as human race, the human race that naturally provides conflict, right? And we think that may be a strength, a powerful nature, a good leader, will give us more wealth, plunder, and sadly, some other people are suffering. And so, on an individual basis, whether it's race, whether it's fat, thin, tall, whatever the case might be, whether it's being
sexual orientation,
a little more effeminate because you have a Klinefelter syndrome or you have something, hormonal differences, those things are going to happen, and you're not going to change society to be more tolerant of it. I want to sadly say that.
Okay, that's interesting, that last part that you're saying. All right, let's take this call. Hi, caller, morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
To you and yours and whoever is there and all of that stuff. The great Dr. Gerald Thompson. Like you're preaching the gospel this morning on behalf of your self and your group, whoever you're affiliated with.
What?
And it's good to
wait. Hold a second.
It's good to hear you.
Hold a second. Hold a second. What you said? I cautioned about that, about myself and the group I'm affiliated with. What are you talking? Who group I'm affiliated with?
Are you Vincentian?
Yeah. So I'm talking in relation to you as well. Huh? I'm talking on behalf of you. You're saying, as you are Vincentian too.
Yeah, well, yes.
Yeah. I know talking about these subjects, some person are gonna try to shift and say things and make people think by the innuendo and so forth. That's what it's all about, Dave. I know the style. I know what you're capable of. I've heard you do it many times before. You know.
All the country. You make me remember a time I was addressing the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
And I give him all the praises, all the compliments and so on.
It's mama guy. We know it's mama guy. We know you don't like the man.
Yeah, but just
we know you don't like him. You know?
And at the end of it, he said, Dave, anytime he comes, so you're shutting me up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I cut you off, because I'm sure Dianna knows a setup. I know Roleza knows a setup.
No, I was waiting to hear him explain it because I wasn't sure what you mean.
I am not going to let him go down that road with the setup. I stop it before he does that, because he's looking to label me somewhere, my group, me and my group. What do you mean by that?
But your label in a small
my group,
country like
the only group.
Well, but what label have to do with the topic that we were speaking on?
Dave. Yeah, my group. You know. My group, you're talking about my affiliation with the ULP.
He's becoming a good defense lawyer.
It's not a matter of defense. I like to be able to understand things properly, and I couldn't understand the correlation.
My defense lawyer, my group. I wasn't defending, you know.
All of us should.
I wasn't defending. I was actually, Go ahead, Dave.
Recently, I have been appealing for more critical thinkers. Not that I may be seen as a good critical thinker, but I think the importance or significance.
I'm not sure you're critical
of more critical thinkers.
Dave, sorry, I can't agree that you're a critical thinker. I'm sometimes disappointed. I'm sometimes disappointed with the lack of critical thinking. I'm sorry, I got to say so. I can't sit down here and not speak my mind. I am disappointed, and I want to encourage you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, boy, you know something?
I don't have no mirror.
All right, Doc and Dave, because I don't even know what was actually the point. What's the point?
I'm just waiting.
I don't understand what the whole conversation is about. All right, so
you're right. I started off giving him commendation.
Mama guy.
I tell you what it is.
Same thing like Ralph. All
right, Dave, in 20 seconds, tell us what it is, because you already gone over the time. Yeah. Tell us in 20 seconds your thoughts, I suppose, in relation to the topic that we were speaking on.
You see what I mean? You tell me what, 20 seconds?
Yeah.
He's gonna
see, you could have done explaining them words.
If you didn't interfere with Doc, try to insinuate things, you would have done say what you have to say.
Give me all the talk. Give me all the talk as I'm talking nonsense, right? So I don't make no sense. Let the doc have all the talk.
No, Dave, we want to hear your point now on the issue. We want to hear your thoughts on the actual.
Intervene.
Dave, we want you to try some critical thinking. That's what we want to hear you. Critical thinking.
Dave, you try that afterwards. But for now, we want you to give us your thoughts on the issue that you called to give us.
No, I was just listening to the doctor here, Dr. Gerald Thompson, and people think we have something between us. Yes, we have something between us from our different lens. Not all of us Not all of us can see eye to eye with certain things, and we have to be able, as a critical thinker or critical thinkers, to detect, where certain people are coming from, who they represent, and from whose song sheet they're singing. And all that.
Okay, Dave, thank you.
Roleza,
thank you.
Roleza, sorry. Let me voice.
Next, no, I think it's.
Let me just voice.
I
Let me
realize
voice
we're
a
not getting
disclaimer.
any substance coming out of it, so let me leave it alone.
There is absolutely nothing between Gerald Thompson and Dave. He asked, there's something between. There's nothing between us. You understand? Let me just make that clear.
All right.
Okay. So somebody just made what I think is a good. Well, I mean, it's kind of not what we're talking about. They say you do realize that the people who do things who do things like this have issues themselves, which is very true. Most people who are married have homosexual tendency, and that's a good point there, because oftentimes a lot of the people who, as we just say, burn out Batman the most, they're involved in those activities themselves. That is
and at this point, Doc looks at Dianna.
No, it's very true.
Yeah.
Those who chant the loudest, check them.
He's right about that. He's right about that.
But that is one of the things that I hate, though. And this is why I think society learns to accept people in a civil way. Because, and I think I said it here before, you see, when it comes to marriages, do not marry me if you know you are otherwise inclined. I am not going to be your cover. If this is who you are, this is who you are. Let people know. Right?
Yeah.
Let people know. Because this whole fakeness and this whole trying to wanting to change because you think that society is not going to accept you, don't use people as covers. And that is what it is I have a serious problem with. Yeah. All right, so let's move on. No. Let's just move on. So very quickly. Oh, it's only 2 minutes. We'd head out of this segment. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to do something here real quick. Okay, so we are going to head on out of this segment, and we'll be back at 9:20 for another segment of our program this morning. Sorry if I sound like I was repeating myself. We're trying to do something here quickly, but nah, it's okay. We'll just head on out. All right.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
WEFM